It's been a busy Monday, so thank you all for joining us today. My name is Shannon. I'm the operations manager for Best Choice Realty. Thank you to those that are able to make it. I see a couple that are popping on right now, just great. We have the pleasure of having Shane Gallagher from Homebot here to join us. And he, well, I'll let Shane take it away and explain what Homebot is, but it's something that I think that all of us can kind of take a nugget with. I'm Candace here, our regional sales manager, already uses Homebot. And I'm someone who could be just like you guys, where this is something that I think I'm very interested in, and I actually going to be kind of a newbie in this as well. So something I certainly want to implement, knowing that it's working really well for Candace. Rochelle uses it personally, and I know several other agents in our office. And let's just let Shane take it away.
Thanks, Shannon and Candace, for having me on tonight. And all of you, it's Monday, it's getting late in the evening. So thank you for all of your time today. I'm Shane Gallagher. I am the regional manager here at Homebot for the Pacific Northwest. And I want to take this time to introduce Homebot to all of you. But before we get to introduce Homebot, I think it's a good idea for me to share exactly why Homebot exists and what it does for the clients that keeps them coming back for more. So the reality is, this is why we exist today, because even for full disclosure, as a licensed loan originator, I had no idea that 83% of the average of the average homeowner's equity at retirement is going to come in the form of that house. That other 17% there, think of that as your Schwab, TD Trade, Merrill Lynch, your investment portfolio, stocks, bonds, 401. What do they give you? They give you a portal. Typically, you can log in, you can trade in and out of your stocks, you can educate yourself, and you have a call out typically to an advisor. But if you stop to think about it, as a homeowner, what do we get? What do we get to track our wealth, our home equity? We don't get much. What do we get every month is a statement from our bank or our lender stating when it's due, what your rate is, your PITI, and your withholdings and escrow, if that's it. And what we found because of this, I don't know if they lose billions of dollars of wealth every year, but they're definitely leaving it on the table. And I don't think it's because they're making terrible home finance decisions, but think about what they don't know they can't enact on, right? So things like, should I refinance? Maybe it's not an opportunity, it's not a good opportunity for somebody to refinance. What would that additional principal payment do for a homeowner? A lot of people don't understand just a few extra dollars a month, how that can significantly reduce the interest that you pay. What about a cash out? We had COVID. A lot of people want to put things away for an emergency fund. And because of that, we created Homebot. And we call it the Client for Life portal. Why? Because homeownership's a lifelong endeavor. And what we want to do is we want to empower that homeowner to leverage that equity in their home to build wealth. And so the reality is there's two distinct paths to success in leveraging Homebot in your business today. One is, think of all of those people that you've done a transaction with. Not just that, but all those friends, family, relatives, alumni. Maybe you haven't done transactions with all of them, right? And maybe you won't. But this tool is that valuable that you want to get everybody that has a street address into Homebot. Now, the flip side is, for some of you people that may be new to the industry or may have even been in the industry a long time, think about all of those individuals that have crossed your path during your career. That looky-loo and nosy neighbor during the open house event. How about that first-time home buyer coming through with the Zillow, agent, first-time home buyers classes, things of that nature, where they don't have a physical home address. These are renters. We want to get them in Homebot. Why? Because we want to nurture them and get ahead of Zillow and get ahead of your other competitors by producing and presenting to them this valuable digest every month. Any questions on that so far? All righty. So what we're going to do here now, the way that Homebot works is that we send, on the behalf of the real estate agent or the loan officer, we send one email a month to the client on your behalf. And in that client, the subject heading is to the likings of your wealth and, your home value went up, your wealth increased. It's something of encouragement to get the homeowner to click on a button to open up what we call the financial digest. And so there's really two ways. We call it the set it and forget it mode and the proactive mode. Set it, forget it mode. A lot of our top producers just upload their database and all they do is respond to what we call the call to actions. I'm going to show you what a call to action is here in a few minutes. The other flip side is a very, very powerful database full of a lot of information that you can leverage. Well, let's get started and talk about this home financial digest. So whether your homeowner has a primary residence, they could have a secondary home. They could have a number of investment properties. Whether or not they have a mortgage balance, they can still track the value of that home and the equity in that home. This is going to be your information with links back to you so that your homeowners can reach out. We also present to that homeowner what their mortgage is. This is their current mortgage value based on public record, public domain information. We get this from Black Knight, one of our third-party providers. It can be edited by you or the homeowner at any time. And we can also track the mortgages over the life cycle of that home. Now, this is the AVM. This is just a valuation. We here at Homebot tend to everything steer on the edge of the conservative side. So the challenge here is, as a real estate agent and sending this out to your clients, is that Zillow's done a really good job at creating the beachhead for valuations and for places for people to go check on new homes. And we know for a fact that Zillow overvalues homes that are off market. Why? Because they're not really in the business of selling a home. They're in the business of either selling you back your client or selling your client off to somebody else. So this is the part of the conversation we have to come to. For all of you people that thought this was a marketing tool, throw the M word out the back door. This is all about retention and engagement. What Homebot is going to give you as a real estate agent is it's going to give you opportunity to have meaningful conversations with your homeowners that will lead to transactions or better referrals. And so one of the reasons I say that, even though this can be off and it may upset some of your clients, this is a chance for you to be that subject matter expert. Pull them back into your sphere of influence. Explain to them how the valuations work. You becoming their single point of truth moving forward. Now, for those homeowners that, let's say they've done some interior remodel, they put that $50,000 kitchen in and that $25,000 bathroom, they could come in here and adjust that if they wanted to. Unfortunately, I forgot to reset this, but there's usually a little box here that says, if you don't believe that's your valuation, click here, and your real estate agent will reach out to you to help you understand or provide you with a comparable market analysis. This is to help generate eyeballs and requests by your homeowners that may want to get a CMA. Now, we know what CMAs tend to lead to: possible transactions, so opportunity. We had the instant offer. We were going to plug into the iBuyers platforms, but those didn't go over too well. But we allow you to click this on, and in this instant offer, you can put another type of message in there through video. Maybe it's what if you want to list your house immediately? These are some of the things, again, ways to embrace and engage your homeowner with valuable information. We track the home over time. But what we also want to do is we want to help that homeowner understand the strength of their neighborhood. In this zip code 94945, it's been holding steady, but it's still a little bit of a seller's advantage here. We're also seeing that there's 7 homes in this market that are going on market, and from going on market to close of escrow are about averaging 74 days. This is going to be the average size home in that market. But what we also want to do is help and to encourage that homeowner to think about how much equity they've generated in that home. In the last 3 years, this has been generating about 4.3% equity. And as I mentioned, there's a lot of ways for your homeowners to raise your hand. These little pink buttons, as you see throughout Homebot, there's over 50 of these, what we call to actions. Your homeowner clicks on that, and you are going to receive in your inbox a message that says, should I hold on to my house? This is your homeowner reaching out and saying, please call me, we need to talk, I've got a question. The next one is, what about, there's a lot of people out there thinking about getting out of the city and getting out into the country. Maybe they don't have to be in the city to work anymore. Been hesitant about possibly listing their home. We want to let them know that, their home, they're in a very good position. We know that homes are being sold for a lot more than what the values are today. So we're showing this with an approximation. These aren't true facts. Again, we just want to help that homeowner think about what's going on. Maybe they're going to move out of the city and they're going to move up into Idaho or somewhere in the country, and how they're going to use that. This is what we call should you sell. This is helping generate potential listings for real estate agents. We released this new feature about 2.5 months ago, and within the first 3 weeks, we had over 200 homeowners request listings for approximately $10 million in commissions. We'll keep going down here. In this situation, this homeowner is hitting the golden years. They're in the 60s. They've also got more than 40% equity in their home. So we want to flash them more information about a reverse mortgage or a HECM mortgage. And one of the things you can do with a HECM mortgage, you can buy a cash flow real estate investment property with that HECM loan. So again, more opportunity for you as real estate agents, for you to educate your clients to be prepared to pull some of that equity out. We also show them what they paid in principal and interest since the close of their last loan, show them what they're going to pay in total interest through the course of that loan. And again, we all have homeowners that are in different stages of their life cycle of home ownership. So what we want to do is we want to be able for them to present to them different options on ways for them to save interest over time. All these interest rates here are Freddie Mac averages, padded by a 1/4 point. But as you can see, your homeowners can go in here. They can see what their potential savings are. Again, we're educating them. Here's the call out to you. Now you're saying, well, what am I going to do? I'm not a lender. You're right. So we allow you to do things like co-sponsor with your lender partner. And it really helps you close the loop to ensure that you're building sort of a team that doesn't let any homeowners fall through the cracks by creating that unique value proposition of working together. There's ways to exhibit that within this digest. And what it does is, obviously, when everybody gets busy, when your homeowner, that's your homeowner, you don't want to go into another lender to ask about a refi. There's an opportunity for them to take them out of your sphere of influence. So again, the co-sponsorship closes that loop and ensures that these mortgage questions go to that lender partner of yours so that they can be responded to in a timely fashion. It's just creating that added value service. What about maybe they don't need a refi, but they could apply some additional principal towards their payment. We want to help those homeowners understand how they can do that and what did that mean for them. Savings of almost $35,000 in interest, 11 years off their loan. But this one, I love this one because I think we can all attest to, we get that homeowner, and I was using this example earlier. We all get that homeowner that comes in and they're going to buy that first home, and that's going to be the start of their real estate empire. And every 6 or 8 months, you call them up and explain to them how much equity they have in their home, but they only see you as the salesman trying to sell them another house. So we let Homebot educate them, and we let Homebot encourage them to potentially purchase that big move up home or buy those investment properties or even buy that second home. So again, that homeowner may not be in a position to buy a $2.6 million home, but they know they can buy something in between 0 and 2.06 million. And so not only that, we show how that works. They could put 30% down by leveraging some of that equity. But what really happens in today's world is you call that homeowner and you explain to them their equity and they tell you, no, I don't have that. But then all of a sudden the house around the corner that's in a little less condition than your house or their house goes on the market and sells for a lot more than they thought their home was worth. And where do they go? Zillow.com or realtor.com, because they're going to go check their valuation. And then the little fingers get typing in the forms and who knows, next thing you know, Zillow's dragging them out on appointments. So we don't do that. We have the ability to what we call our buyer's report. So if you have a URL, an IDX feed, something with a listing page, we can plug that in. So now your homeowners can come in here and they can start searching these markets. We present to the homeowners this temperature heat map of what's a buyer's market to a seller's market. We also have, what about a bigger house than you have? What is a cheaper buy than what you have? Where's there a faster move? Now, you can log in, your homeowners can log into this, and we let them know a little bit about that market. But it says here there's 3 homes in this market for $975. If you have your IDX feed plugged into Homebot, when your homeowners click this button, it's going to take them to your search page where they can now start searching for homes where your back-end technology is capturing that search functionality, where now you have that ability to reach out to those homeowners and capture them early in the cycle. We call this capturing our high intent buyers, homeowners that have they're homeowners that have equity in their home and that have owned a home or are currently owning a home. We also want to show them where they possibly afford more, things like that, just helping and encouraging them to stay within your sphere of influence. Keep going down, help them understand they can leverage some of that equity to pay down student loans, eliminate credit card debt. If their home is in a municipality that allows them to rent their home, I don't know why this has been happening here. Once you know it, as soon as I hit the thing, it goes in.
That's usually how it happens, right?
So long story, bottom line here is, oh, look at that. What we do here is we give that homeowner that ability to, what if they wanted to rent their house 7 nights a month and they could get $200, $300 a night for that home. Could show them they could get a positive monthly cash flow, use that to pay down interest, take some money off their loan, or potentially use that to offset the second home payment. Now, we know our LOs, our real estate agents, and a lot of our homeowners love Homebot. So we give you that ability to have your clients share Homebot with their loved ones, family, colleagues, alumni, whoever it may be, to share Homebot with them so that they can start filling up your database for you. So that is what we call and consider the Home Digest. The top producers send this, and like I said, they're only responding to the requests that your homeowners ask of them. However, for those of you that are diligent real estate agents that cut out a certain amount of time in your schedule on a daily basis to do that call down list of homeowners, I like to call that looking for the needle in the haystack. I mean, the reality is as real estate agents and you're working hard on something and you got a deadline to meet, do you like that vendor insurance agent calling you to talk about the forward questions, asking you the family, occupation, recreation dream? You want to get your stuff done. You have no interest in offering up the quarter in the tin cup. So stop the madness. All right, let's be Charlie from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, because this is the golden ticket. This here is the activity feed. This is going to show you in real time, going from the most recent homeowner that's opened their digest, going back 30 days. So not only showing you that they've opened it, but we're also going to show you what they've clicked on and what they've taken a look within their own home digest. Now, in here, you're seeing a lot of these pink dot messages. Those are those ones that came to you via email. However, there's a number of actionable items that can be that your homeowners are doing within Homebot that drives more engagement and interaction. So you can actually call these individuals up after sending out the digest for the first time and ask Holly Reversky, how she's liking the digest, if she's liking it or not. Is the AVM good? Remember, this is all about giving you a good reason to call your homeowner. And at the end, we hear a lot from our actual homeowners. They love Homebot. So at the end of every conversation, you can end with, hey, Holly, didn't you say how much you just loved Homebot? Didn't you say you had a daughter graduating from college? Hey, I did. She's actually graduating, she's getting married. Hey, would you mind getting her on Homebot for us? We've got that buyer's technology. So this gives you that opportunity to start courting those potential future buyers early in the cycle. If you're working with your real estate agent, this is a really cool, or excuse me, your loan officer, this is a really cool way to work with your loan officer to identify all of those homeowners that have a higher interest rate than the ones that are showing today. Why is this important? Because it allows you that opportunity to reach out and ask that homeowner, hey, you know what? I noticed that you had a pretty high rate. Have you considered refining? And if you have or haven't, maybe I could put you in touch with my lender who can, offer you some of the different options out there. So again, it's all about connecting, right? And having that meaningful dialogue. These are reasons and meaningful conversations to have with those clients. This is always a good one because as good as we think our drip campaigns aren't retention. You can only send barbecue recipes to your vegan clients for so long. And you know what? They're going to get sick of the barbecue recipes, and they're going to get sick of opening your emails. So just like that, we want to make sure we understand who's opening. So you can load up all your homeowners. Now, like I said earlier, the AVM could be off. They're going to look at Zillow and it might be a lot higher. They might unsubscribe. They might stop opening your emails. You may have homeowners that aren't opening emails at the email address they were at when you sold them the home. This is just a list that's telling you who's not opening them, and it gives you an opportunity to reach out and ask them why. Reposition Homebot and why you sending that to them every month. Some of the cool things that we also have here. Video email. This allows you to focus on a group, the homeowners, the buyers, or that refi group I sent you. This can be as easy as wishing people happy holidays, doing whatever it is, talking about the markets for the buyers. This sends out an email. Your homeowners get it. It's your video that's engaging them on any topics you want. We just put this one in. That's called our video manager. This one allows you to get very, very engaging with your homeowners. This allows you to strengthen your brand by putting in personal videos. For example, this homeowner intro. You can create a homeowner intro, and the very first time your homeowner opens up their digest, there could be a message from you. So you could do things like, hey, everybody, this is Shane from your real estate company. Hey, thanks for opening up your Homebot today. Just wanted to give you the heads up. That's your AVM up there. That's your value of your home. If it's off a little bit, give me a call. I'd be more than happy to explain how we get our valuations. If you see that your mortgage balance may be up, just give me a call and I'll help you get that tuned in for you and explain a little bit about your value. Once that's played, it's removed from that homeowner's digest. But as you can see here, we have all of these different videos that you can talk and get your message to your homeowners. And again, these are in certain areas of the digest itself. So again, it's really extending your face and your message to almost every module and page within the digest. A couple other things we have are digital business cards. Put this on your mobile device. Take off your real estate hat when you're having a conversation with that fourth on the golf course that's talking about buying that investment home in the spring. Instead of being like, I'm a real estate agent, here's my card. Hey man, you sound like an intelligent person. Hey, how do you track that? How do you track your investments, especially your investment homes? How do you track that wealth or your AVM? What are you talking about? Just hand them your device and let them type in one of their homes, maybe investment property, and right there in front of them, they're going to get a snapshot of their own home digest. Well, what is this? Well, that's your home value. What is all this blurred out stuff? Well, that's your pertinent home information. Look, just put your email address in there and you can get this on a monthly basis. It's a great, valuable resource. Look, if you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe. The nice thing is our unsubscribe rate is less than 1.5%. So think about this. For every 100 people you put in there, 98.5 of them are going to stick around. So you can always be out there using this as a way to generate new potential eyeballs, because if their real estate agent and lender aren't already sending them a Homebot, you're going to be positioned in front of them every month. And again, our engagement rate out of the box is about 50%. That goes to 65%, 4 to 6 months, and after 6 months to 9 months, you're going to start seeing about an 80 to 85% engagement. There is higher engagement. I've seen up in the 90s. Just as much as we have that for those homeowners that have a physical address. What about when you're out talking to somebody who says, hey, my daughter is looking for a place, or she's going to be great. Where does she live today? Well, she lives in Seattle. And so what we can do right there is sign your daughter up or son up for that by going here and just putting their email address. So what's going to happen in this case is now they're going to get a free report. And they're going to get this report once a month where they can go in and they can start looking at information. And the nice thing is that when they initiate that search, you're going to be able to identify that, give them a call, and get that process started early. I'm going to close it there because I think I had 30 minutes, and I want to leave some anything for any questions you might have, other than it's $1 million a month. No, I'm only kidding. $25 a month to have Homebot for up to 500 of your clients. So it's very, very reasonable. You can buy additional blocks of 500 for $10 or $15 additional a month. Load them up, get them in there. This works. Candace, do you want to talk about your experience? Off of mute.
I sure will. So let me see here. You guys can't actually see, but I've been doing Homebot for a little over a month. And I just looked in there that I have put in, I really just started with my past clients, and I think I'm around about 115 past clients. And when he said engagement increases, I got so excited last week when I had a phone call from a client that we had a great interaction, but we haven't talked in a while. Like, they had a baby shortly after they purchased their home. So it's been about 3 years since we've had like a talk, just a phone call. And he called me from Homebot, excited that he was refinancing and he wanted to make sure that he let me know that he's refinancing so that he can purchase his next investment property. So he's going to be pulling some cash out. And he's like, get me started. Can you start sending me the listings again like you did when I bought my first home? Super exciting. In addition to the other clients that I think too, it's just the idea that they see this. And this one, it's really exciting. It's engaging. I get it for my properties, and I'm not looking at it every single month, but periodically I'll open it up and it's great information. It's like, okay, where are you at? And so I can just imagine as people are starting to think about this, maybe it's not all the time, but they're going to go to that. Just like you said, Zillow is a source. They're going to find that Homebot, open up that Homebot when they start inching on to really considering other options. And then you're on top of mind. So I also had just received last week a referral because a client, she's been engaged on it. I'm like, well, who sent you my way? Oh, it was Chris and Valerie. They talked big about you. And like I said, I talk to my clients here and there. There's a few that I don't talk to as often, but I know that this being in front of them is driving some extra business that I would not have had. So there you go.
It is a month-to-month contract, Jerry. So you can go on today and go on tomorrow. We do recommend at least give it 3 months to give it a fair shot. That's really what it takes to get through your database. But I think, for $25 a month, you really can't beat it. The reason, Homebot was developed for the lender. You can see in there that a majority of the digest has a lot to do with financial literacy and education. But the reality is that is getting your clients to open up that digest every month. And if that's the mechanism to get your face in front of them every month, you can't beat it for 25. I don't think there's really a lot of other technologies out there that deliver the punch or the impact that Homebot can deliver. And again, like you just heard Candace say, she hadn't spoken to somebody in 3 years. People call you because they love Homebot. And outside of that, as a lender, I've done the dial for dollars. I know how hard it is to, hey, do you have a referral? You're asking somebody off the top of their head. But now, hey, who do you think would also love Homebot? And let Homebot cultivate that relationship for you. Any other questions?
To echo that, Shane, in terms of cost, if any of you are not doing any sort of newsletter or monthly sort of touch point, at least with email, this is probably the best, most affordable way to do it because you can co-sponsor with the lender. It's branded to you. Everything gets kicked back to you. And I think it's also some of our agents, and this is kind of industry wide, some of them shy away when consumers start saying, oh, well, this estimate says this. Well, the Redfin says this. Well, this just kind of, it's in your face. Like it's not like we're hiding behind it or anything like that. We're leading with estimates as well, which I think is nice.
And you bring up a really good point there, Shannon. So many people are so accustomed to going to realtor.com or going to Zillow all the time. Like, the house down the street sells and they want to check their valuation, right? Things are going crazy in the news. They want to check their valuations. What we want to do is stop that, because eventually they're going to realize that they've got enough, and it's going to be that moment that they pull the trigger. And no matter if they're loyal to you or not, we know what happens when they fill that form out. They don't know, but you know. So the thing is we are going up against Zillow. I'm not going to lie to you. We see them as the dark side, and we see them as the dark side to homeowners too. We always say, what we say is don't get Zillowed. I say, if you are not retaining your clients, you are either buying your client back or somebody else is buying your client from you, period. So that's the truth. And it all comes down because the industry retention rate is in the low 20s. So it means every one of us, every one of you, everybody in real estate and everybody in mortgages could do a better job at retaining their customer, because it's really easy using Homebot to build that network. And I don't know, for those that are tenured in here and that have, a sizable database of existing homeowners, this thing's going to work for you. For some of those new individuals that may be younger, coming out of school, coming from a different industry, that have that impactful group of potential future homeowners, set yourself up for success. For $25 a month. You can pack that with people with email addresses. If you went to college, throw all your college roommates, frat brothers, dorm people in there. I mean, the reality is you can leave a personal message so that they know why you're sending it to them. Hey, people, we went to school together. Hey, we worked together, whatever it may be. But those are all future clients. And the other nice thing is that even though you may only have a first name, last name, and an email address, they may be, that individual may not be a renter, they may be a homeowner. And there is a way in Homebot that we convert them into that digest recipient. So again, there's a lot of mechanisms. Think about those individuals that came through on the first time home buyers into one of your open houses 3 years ago. They're probably a homeowner today. But if they're a real estate agent and lender aren't sending them a Homebot, scrape that name up, put them into Homebot, because now you're delivering the value that their real estate agent isn't delivering for them.
And it looks like we had a couple questions that came through. So, I mean, how can we get started, Shane? If I'm interested in sign me up, how do I do it?
Sign you up. What I'm going to do, Shannon, is I'm going to send you what I call my quick start guide. And in my quick start guide is a link to Homebot. There's a link to the sign up page. There's a link to our video library, resource library. Highly, highly suggest everybody access that. It is very detailed. Every module that you've seen in Homebot, we help you understand what that module is. We even help script on how to respond. So all of those call to actions, those raise your hand, those 50 some, don't have to go it alone. We have built scripts, five-line scripts for all of you to use to respond. There's also going to be a promo code. Because you're such a great group, I'm going to extend you my promo code to waive setup fees. That means it's going to be $0 to start, $25 a month, month to month. It's all going to be in there for you. We also, for those of you that are social media butterflies, we have a awesome mastermind group for Homebot realtors. It's all peers around the nation sharing how they're using Homebot, the successes, what they're doing. It's just an awesome community. And we, as Homebot employees, are in there offering up our best practices and tactics too.
Cool. Well, thank you, Shane. And Carl, we'll have to touch base later about IDXs and whatnot. But and then Eileen had a quick question about email addresses. So how do we just have an Excel that we load in? How does that work in terms of getting started?
Awesome. That's a great question. And I didn't quite go over that. But what we do have here is that I'm going to provide you also, Shannon, with what we call our homeowners template. And I'm also going to do one for our buyers template. Now, our homeowners template has actually 17 data points you can fill in, but you're not a lender, so you're not going to have a lot of it. One of the few important ones that obviously the ones that we definitely need: first name, last name, email address. We need the home address and the zip code for homeowners. However, as a real estate agent, when you did the last transaction on that home, you had the sale price and the sold date. You probably have the appraisal price and the appraisal date on that. So what I would do is add at least that information to it. You'll also see there's a birth date, things like that. I highly suggest putting your homeowner's birth date into the template, because you can't do that within here. It has to be done on our end. That's what clicks in and produces that HECM module. But what you can do here is, once you get those templates populated in Excel, you can just drop and drag them here. This is then securely transferred up to our data team, who basically reviews the data, ensures it for integrity, and then uploads it on your behalf. And about a couple days after they upload it on your behalf, Homebot sends them a welcome message letting those homeowners know they're getting Homebot. This is a editable template, so you can come in here and make this more personal if you want, but at least this gives you an idea of what Homebot offers. Again, this is something that your homeowners, and then a few days after they receive that initial digest or that initial welcome email, Homebot starts dripping to your homeowners their digest, and we typically drip anywhere between 50 and 70 a day, and that's so that we don't inundate you with people calling and starting to open things and starting to interact with the system.
Well, and I can attest, at least from a consumer perspective, because I know Rochelle put me in as her client for I think about 2 years. And it from a consumer perspective, it is very consistent. It looks really good. I think my husband's a super analytic, like very, very analytic engineer mind, right? And so for him, he likes all of the numbers all in one place. So I mean, if you've got analytic clients that are out there, I mean, this is their bread and butter for sure.
Well, what really keeps them coming back is it's current, right?
Yeah.
It's every month on a steady basis. It's relevant. It's all about them.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Totally.
action. It's totally actionable. They can play with it. They can, they can really start exploring options. And that's all valuable information that just, we can't deliver that through a drip campaign or a greeting card campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But when that's there every month, when the going's good, your clients are in there, they're the hamster's spinning. What are we going to do here, right? So, all right, guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep going on and on, but I'll get that.
No, thank you for your time, Shane. This is incredible, and I think if you can get me all of the goodies that you mentioned, I'll forward it on to our crew here, and make sure that gets to them directly, and then we can just go from there. But this is incredibly helpful. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Have a great evening. And then once you do get people signed up, we can discuss, outside of best practices and things to help them get started.
Perfect. Okay? Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. And, it's going to be a busy week. And we'll touch base with you later this week. Just give us a call if you've got something that you need help with. That's what we're here for. So